Great to see you again. So now we're going to go over the 3 different types of accounts that you are most likely going to use during your trading journey. The very, very beginning of your journey, you are most likely going to start out, or you should start out with a demo account. So for example, if you're going to school to become a pilot, they don't just immediately throw you in a plane. If so, a lot of people would die. They actually get you to do a flight simulator. That's exactly what a demo account is. You are going to be thrown into the markets, but not using your real money. It's also known as paper trading in the forex community. This is a great place for newbies to start because it allows you to get the feel of what trading actually is like with zero risk. Like I said, this is not real money. I would suggest, if you're absolutely new to this industry, is before you even think about actually putting real money in, if you don't have any help from a community or a mentor, you need to be at least 3 to 6 months into paper trading. Now, once you graduate from that level, you can now start on a live account. This is every trader's dream. This is when you're actually throwing in real money, okay? You got some skin in the game now. To have a live account, you are going to require a broker. So don't worry, we will be going into different types of brokers, how to set them up, how to use them, but pretty much you're gonna have a middleman that holds your money and allows you to trade in the foreign exchange market. I would say this is for intermediate traders, okay? You've shown you're profitable on a demo and now you're trying to turn that into real capital. Finally, I'm gonna go into a funded account. Now, not every trader uses these. It is a tool that you can use for higher leverage. Smart traders use funded accounts to build their live account. I'm gonna give you a breakdown of what a funded account is. So people can use a funded account as a tool to leverage more money. Because obviously, if me and you are taking, let's say, the exact same trades, but I'm trading with $10,000 and you're trading with $100, I'm obviously gonna be making more money than you. This is why you hear of traders in this space that are making 5% a month. And to you, that might seem like very, very little, because 5% of $100 is a lot different than 5% of $500,000. Not all of us has that type of money to get started with when you're in the trading space. These are what people use in order to gain capital. There are these companies called prop firms. So let's say I'm a prop firm. You're gonna message me and you're gonna say, hey, I want to take your test. There are different types of accounts. So there are 10K plus in funding. So what I mean by that, you can take a test for $10,000, take a test for $20,000, $50,000, $100,000, $200,000. It really depends on the prop firm. There are many to choose from, but you're going to message that prop firm and say, hey, I want to take your test for, let's say, $10,000. The rules and the prices are different depending on the prop firm, but just for the example's sake, let's just say the cost for the $10,000 test was $100. You're going to pay me $100. I'm going to give you $10,000 in the form of a trading account. This is not money that you can just take and pull out. It stays in your trading platform. There are rules to this game. So there's usually 2 tests that you need to take. You need to pass a certain percentage. The first one's usually around 10%, and the second one is anywhere from 3 to 5. After you pass both phases, then you are gifted the $10,000. Again, you still can't pull it out. It's just in your account so you can leverage. That's when you start getting payouts. Like I mentioned before, there are rules and profit shares. Profit shares can be 80-20, so you keep 80% of your profit and they keep 20. Could be 90-10, and there are even some prop firms that offer 100%. You keep all of your profit. What I said before is the smart trader uses their funded account to build their live account. Now, why is this? Funded account is for a trader that has shown profitability in their live account. Trading on a live account is not the same as trading on a funded account. There are drawdown rules, meaning you can't just gamble it away. Only allowed a certain amount of percent that you can actually lose in the account. And if you break those rules, they'll take it away. Not only could you lose the initial amount that you paid to take the test, but you'll also lose your funded account, meaning that you will not be getting any payouts. Side note, let's just say you did not pass the first phase or the second phase and you actually lost. Just lose the capital that you put in to take the test. Now, if you're wondering which one you should use, I'm gonna go into the pros and cons of each. First, we're gonna go over the pros and cons of a demo account. Like I said before, there is zero risk. You will not lose anything, maybe time, but you won't lose any money. Very, very simple, quick, and easy to set up. There is absolute zero emotions. Why? Well, because you have no skin in the game. And lastly, which is my favorite, this is great for data collection. If you are somebody who's looking to take trading very serious and into maybe even a career, you're going to want to study your strategy, and this is the best way to do so. And they're great for data collection because you can trade more without losing more. Now for the cons. Well, 1, no money. You don't make any money from this. And 2, you have no skin in the game. I'm gonna tell you a little story about me. Is I was on a demo account for only 2 weeks. And I'm not saying to do that. I actually have mentors. I have a community that I turn to. I have a lot of education. But the reason that I did this is because there was zero emotion. I did not care if I was losing any money at all. And when you switch from a demo account to a live account, it hits a little bit different. So I'm not saying put your life savings and your mortgage and everything into a live account. What I am saying is I started with like a $100 account, and it made it more real for me. But again, this is different for everybody, so do what works best for you. And like I said, if you have a mentor, maybe talk to them about it. It leads me to a live account. Pros to this are, if you're actually profitable, you start receiving real money. You also tend to learn more from your mistakes because, again, like I just said, it's real money. Pick the right broker. Some of them actually give you a trading credit so you can have more money to leverage. Now, the cons is the losses hurts, and sometimes a lot. Especially in the beginning when you don't know how to manage your emotions, you'll find yourself staring at your screen, watching as the dollars go up and down, and probably giving yourself a lot of anxiety. Opposite side of that spectrum with emotion, you'll have greed. If you don't manage your emotions properly, when you win, you'll actually treat this like the casino. This is not gambling, okay? Last thing we would want is for you to take out a second mortgage and then just lose that all. It gives trading a bad rep, and that's not actually how trading is supposed to be. Another thing is good results reinforce bad behavior. You wouldn't believe the amount of times I've seen people come in and like in a month they're trading and they're doing well, they're making profit, maybe from not doing the correct things. And they told me they quit their job, bought their dream car, when in reality, they just had a lucky month. This is why you need to use time on your side and as your friend, actually be back testing and checking your strategy continuously. Finally, we're gonna go over this in another video, but you need to pick the right broker. Never trade with money that you're not prepared to lose. More importantly, find a mentor or community that can help you with making these decisions. We're gonna go into the final account, which is a funded account. First pro of this is, like I mentioned before, there's lots of leverage. Now you can actually use this as a tool, like I said, to build your live account. So let's just say you're getting consistent payouts. Instead of spending all that on things you don't really need, why don't you take half of that and put that in your live account? Why? Because with the live account, it is your account, the safest place for your money to be. And if you use this correctly, this also reinforces good behavior because there are tons of rules. It's really hard to overtrade. It's really hard to gamble on a funded account if, again, you are using it the right way. This will help you so much when you are doing a live account, by the way, because it does help with risk management, which we'll get into in another video. Another pro to this is low cost of entry. For example, like I said, you usually pay around $100 or a little bit more for a $10,000 account. This is way easier than just making $10,000 on your own. Lastly, status. In the trading community, if you're known to be a funded trader, it usually means that you know what you're doing, so there's always the bragging bonuses there. Now the cons, there is a low pass percentage. Why? Because most people don't know how to trade. It's less than 3% of traders that actually pass, and an even smaller percentage of people that are actually getting consistent payouts. I don't say this to you to deter you from actually trying. Keep in mind how many people say for their New Year's resolution they're going to go to the gym and then they're off a week later. Even easier to give up on your trading journey because you're dealing with finances. Something I will say is even if it takes you 3 to 5 years to become a funded trader and actually get consistent payouts, it's going to take you a lot longer to get that same amount of money on a regular basis, living the life that you want to live, working a 9 to 5. If you're willing to give someone else 50 to 75 years of your life, give yourself at least 5 to 10. Most are unregulated. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing, but keep in mind there is risk with dealing with anything. Also, horror stories of people passing their funded accounts and then not getting payouts. This is why, again, I recommend using a funded as a tool to build your live account, because on the off chance that you get a couple payouts and then the funded account leaves, well, now at least you made some money. And like I said, your live account is the safest spot for your money. Funny enough, it is a con that is a low cost of entry. This is why the pass percentage is so low, is because so many people are coming in thinking that they know how to trade, but they're actually just gambling their way there. Although it's a pro to help actual traders get started easier, also a con because it makes people easy to abuse it. Lastly, most do not work on MT5. If you're somebody that has a computer or a trading setup, you probably don't care that much. But for someone who wants to trade on their phone, maybe while they're at work or out doing something, MT5 is one of the most easiest things to use. So it does get a little bit complicated. That wraps up everything. I hope this brings clarity on what account you're going to use. In the next video, we're going to deep dive more into brokers and what leverage is.